Yo, what's up YouTube family? It's your boy Koozie back at you with another hot TikTok reaction video. Today we're gonna be reacting to some creepy and bizarre Area 51 TikTok reactions. I'm talking about the kind that's gonna have you rethinking reality. With that said, if you're new to the channel, go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop some new fire videos that you definitely don't want to miss. One more thing, these videos are for entertainment purposes only. Don't believe anything that you hear or see in these videos. Don't believe anything that I say in these videos. Always do your own research and always use your own discernment. Let's get right to it.
Deep in the Nevada desert lies a place shrouded in secrecy and speculation. Area 51, a name that sparks intrigue and curiosity around the world. Some believe it's a testing ground for experimental aircraft and advanced technology. Conspiracy Theorist 1, I'm convinced they're hiding extraterrestrial technology there. Conspiracy Theorist 2, there's no doubt in my mind that they're covering up alien encounters. Others claim it's a hub for top secret government experiments and research. But one thing's for sure, the truth behind Area 51 remains elusive. What secrets lie hidden within its walls, only time will tell. The perimeter of Area 51 is tightly secured, making it nearly impossible for outsiders to get a glimpse of what's inside. But despite the secrecy, rumors and speculation continue to swirl. From UFO sightings to claims of government cover-ups, Area 51 has captured the imaginations of conspiracy theorists and enthusiasts alike. What truths await discovery behind the walls of Area 51? The answers may lie hidden in the sands of the Nevada desert.
Did you work at Area 51?
I cannot confirm or deny that. I worked at Nellis Air Force Base, which is in that general vicinity.
So you can't talk about like experimental shit or anything like that?
You know what I did? The first thing I did at Nellis was when I flew in the Thunderbirds.
Right.
And then I went away for a couple assignments, and then when I came back, I was an aggressor. And if you remember the movie Top Gun, you know, Viper and all those guys that were in the camouflage planes, they acted as the enemy forces and trained blue forces before they go off to combat. That's what I did the second time around. So the Nellis ranges are probably up in that general vicinity. But as far as being someone that worked at that, I worked at Nellis Air Force Base.
Oh,
we flew in that, in that general area.
I don't believe you. I think you're lying now. Now I think you're holding back. Did you feel it, Jamie? All of a sudden he's like smiling. I don't know the answers to the question.
You guys don't want guys in dark suits and shades to come in here and be like, oh, this is mentally needed.
I already talked to those dudes. They're good guys. They're just trying to protect us from the aliens.
Why is Area 51 so secretive then?
I don't think it is actually all that secretive. I don't think there's anything sort of super interesting in Area 51. Like, there are more advanced weapons that the US has that people don't know about, but they're not like crazy alien weapons.
Guys, I'm exploring Area 51 right now. I think I found what
Y'all let me know, do y'all trust Elon Musk? Let me know down below in the comments.
they used to build their UFOs. And I'm nervous because there's guards and stuff. Yo. Oh God. Guys, I think they got me. Sir.
Sorry, you can't be here.
I didn't know.
Stop right there.
I didn't know.
Stop right
Hurry,
there.
hurry, my hands are up. My hands are up.
President Obama was the first president to actually say Area 51 publicly. Some people say because of my book, right? Meaning it was out. The secret was out. But before that, I went through 10,000 pages of documents from the National Archives. And every place you see, the word Area 51 was actually redacted. Right? Why would you keep that so secret? I mean, all the guys that I was interviewing say they could call it, you know, Groom Lake. They could call it the test facility. They could call it Paradise Ranch. But they couldn't say Area 51. Why? And the source said, well, because we did this horrible program out there, and the government doesn't want anyone to know about that ever. I mean, there's stories of, like, somebody asking Bill Clinton, you know, about Area 51, him going white. I mean, human experiments? Who wants to be part of that? It's horrible.
Easily record conversations around the globe. Nanofibers woven into currency let us monitor the world's money wherever it goes. And we've placed monitoring devices the size of...
Hey, I gotta say this. This is alleged, y'all. This is alleged, you know.
...pinheads in most generic light fixtures. This enables us to gather surveillance in the homes of the average American. And let me tell you, the things they do in the privacy of their own homes is far more disturbing than anything found here at Dreamland.
Photos you're not allowed to see. You're not allowed to go into Area 51, but a pilot named Gabriel Z.
Y'all don't forget that was off of a game, so don't take that, y'all use your own discernment. That's all I'm saying.
Broke those rules and flew over top. He took this photo in 2020, and it's the best one we have. Cameras have always been banned in the Supreme Court, but in 1932, Eric Solomon snuck in a camera. He pretended to have a broken arm and hid the camera inside the cast. 5 years later, there was another photo taken. A lady cut a hole in her purse and put a small camera in it. Since 1878, the most powerful people in the world meet at this forest in California, where they do lots of ceremonies and rituals. This includes presidents, billionaires, and business people. But a photographer named Gabriel Mulan snuck in and took photos of them, where this one shows them performing a ritual.
You know there's a Area 51 on the East Coast? It's a place called Plum Island. It's off the coast of New York.
Is it big? Like,
it's a small island. So basically, they use the island for like animal diseases.
That's where they do the testing.
That's where they do the test, and that's where they hold it at. So a lot of people think that
they're experimenting on
animals. They think they're doing like animal-human hybrids and doing like bio weapons or some shit like that.
I can see that shit, bro.
I think it was like in the 90s or whatever. There was a outbreak of Lyme disease, and it came from the island because I think they said that they was like testing it on ticks, and ticks, and I guess some of the ticks got out, and it created Lyme disease. So a lot of people think that they're experimenting on animals because a lot of times they see animals like wash up on the shores of like New York, and it's like they don't know what it is. So when they realized they were starting getting crazy, a human body washed up on Plum Island. It was a man. He was like 6 feet tall, but his fingers were extra long, and they said he had 5 holes drilled in his head, like somebody was doing experiments on him.
Accidentally finding Area 51 while flying from Las Vegas to LA.
You used to work at Area 51. When did things get weird? When did you realize, hey, like, this doesn't even seem like it's from this planet?
In the demonstration of the reactor working, where it caught my attention, this is technology that doesn't even exist.
What was it about this reactor that made you think that it didn't exist?
This was a small reactor about the size of a basketball on a metal plate, and when it was running, it produced a gravitational field of its own. Now, this is something that we can't do. We can't produce any gravity. The only way we get gravity is from large quantities of mass. You can't make a gravitational field. Anyway, this device was producing that. And Barry said, almost like he was bragging, go ahead, try and touch the sphere. And I couldn't. It pushed my hands away, just like 2 like poles of a magnet.
A Super Saiyan soldier.
What y'all think about that? And that was the rest of the clip from earlier for y'all who might be like, man, why are we watching this one again? You know, that's the full clip. My bad, you know what I'm saying? But your body might, can produce that same field if you knew how to do it. You can already produce a magnetic field.
Has just escaped from a prison at Area 51, and something terrible has happened. Just a few months ago, NASA, in partnership with the U.S. Army, secretly worked on an ancient project aimed at creating a troop of super soldiers. For a considerable time, they kept a group of unconscious subjects in capsules at Area 51, capsules that would manipulate their physical and mental strengths. It was during this phase of the experiment that something bizarre happened. Donovan Williams, one of the soldier subjects, overcome by extreme fury, awakened and fled the laboratory, destroying much of the facility, which brought severe concerns to all of America and the world. Since then, days of relentless searching were initiated until Donovan's whereabouts were finally found in Arizona, Colorado. The entire population saw the magnitude of power that was upon Donovan before he was captured and taken back to Area 51. See the images of the capture by clicking on the share icon and more.
That's not Missy Elliott.
Hey, for y'all who watch Dragon Ball Z, y'all remember that Ultra Instinct move? Just think about that. If the clip before that. Yeah, that magnetic field, you know what I'm saying? I mean, not the magnetic field, but yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. But think about that. Put that and the Ultra Instinct together, though. And think about that. It's possible. I'm not saying we could really do it, but I'm just saying.
That's not Braun neither. Definitely not Oprah. And definitely not Randy Jackson. Do you get it yet?
Let me talk to you.
Between whoever those people are supposed to be and whatever was walking in that Miami mall, Ready or not, they are bringing this fight straight to your doorstep. And if this causes you any type of fear, you could do one of two things. Forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. The choice is yours.
They tell on themselves if you pay attention.
Keep giving us that.
The truth is
One question, what's your choice gonna be?
all over the media.
Why would I do that? Because if you don't, we'll tell the world who you really are. Uh-oh. Someone's ready for a fight.
This currently accurate.
That's the rest of that other clip. That's what I meant, y'all. I done went over this so many times, watched the clip so many times, man. Yeah, it got me a little confused. But yeah, that's what I meant. And gravitational field is what I meant too with the Ultra Instinct, y'all. To correct myself, you know what I'm saying? For the ones who gonna correct me in the comment section. I appreciate that.
Pay attention. They are putting this in our face.
Mr. President, I believe you've been expecting me. My name is Valiant Thor. Think of me as a liaison. I'm here to supervise the business at hand. Processing of what we've harvested.
You mean all the Americans you've kidnapped? What do you mean, process?
The creation of a new species. Neither human nor us, but able to survive on this world. It's easier if I just show you.
To me, he look like he is a robot.
Let's begin the mission at hand. We promised you technology, and today we start to make good on that promise.
So Eisenhower signed the treaty with the aliens
This is
to get technology.
Go ahead, touch it. It won't bite.
It's a goddamn television.
Much better than that. It's a computing device you can hold in the palm of your hand. More powerful than the IBM 7090, now taking up an entire room at the Pentagon.
Well, that is impossible.
One day, these devices will connect your world and usher in an age of peace and harmony among mankind. This is what the future holds, gentlemen. Do you want it or not?
Maybe.
what do y'all think that device was? Was it a cellular device? Was it some type of computer device? Or was it AI? Let me know what you think down below in the comment section.
There was a civilian that was at the site when this happened. Whatever happened to him?
His name was Gus Wainwright. Gus was a trapper. He was a guide, hunting guide. He lived up in the mountains of the Kawish area of Nevada, near Warm Springs. He had been worked in the mines for years. He was out scouting for a hunt, and I believe it was an elk hunt, when he saw the creature, and he was by himself. He tracked that creature by himself for about a day, maybe a little over a day. He said 36 straight hours, but I think later we found out it was a little bit less than that. And he'd set up traps for it. He didn't know what it was. He had no idea what this creature was. He thought it was a mutant animal from all the nuclear tests that were occurring in Nevada test site. He was convinced that this must have been some kind of a mutant creature. But he actually was the one that trapped it. And when he trapped it, he took pictures. He took a picture. And he got 2 other people to come down because he was going to try to take this thing someplace to maybe sell it. Right. But in the meantime, a Nye County Sheriff's deputy showed up. They were notified of the base that there had been an escaped military person that was going AWOL or deserter.
Right.
And so the Nye County Sheriff and I believe some Nevada Highway patrolmen were searching in that area. The Nye County Sheriff's deputy, his last name was Watson, and he, of course, has since died, but he showed up. And he looked at the creature, and he took a picture of the creature. And he asked Gus, where did you get this thing from? Where'd it come from? Gus says, I don't know, I saw it running around here, so I trapped it. He said, it's cuddled up in this cape. But Gus says, I don't think it's not anything I've ever seen before. So then the sheriff called the game warden, figuring the game warden would know what this was, some kind of creature. Well, the game warden got there and looked at it and said, I have no idea what this was. So, well, when the military showed up, the Nye County Sheriff's called the military. Military got there, took him custody. The military debriefed both the sheriff's deputy. The sheriff's deputy readily turned over his film. It was a 35mm camera. He turned over the camera. Gus was a little more reluctant to turn it over. Now, Gus was a civilian, and the military police had no jurisdiction over him. But the Nye County Sheriff's deputy convinced Gus, you better turn it over because the federal agent's going to come and get it one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
So he did, but he didn't turn over all of it. He kept one. And that picture was at the Warm Spring Bar and Grill on the wall at the Warm Springs Bar and Grill right up until the day that that bar and grill closed in the early and probably in the middle 80s. Gus told this story a number of times. He told it to television people. He's been on some specials. I think George Knapp interviewed him once. But he had a story that nobody believed because the picture that he posted on the wall at the Warm Springs Bar and Grill, somebody else took it. So he could never go back and get that. And then, of course, at some time, Gus died, and so that story...
He probably didn't have copies of it back then.
He didn't have copies of it back then.
Right.
So that was the story of Gus Wainwright.
Old Gus. What y'all think about old Gus' story? Y'all believe it was real, or y'all believe it was just straight cap made up in his membrane? Let me know what y'all think down below in the comment section.
You know what's interesting about aliens, too? They always have eyes facing forward. And in nature, things that have eyes facing forward are generally predators.
Sure.
Things that have eyes on the side, like a deer or a pronghorn, they're looking for shit coming at them. So they're like looking left and right. And when something has eyes going forward, it's looking to attack, generally. Like cats and wolves, they have eyes facing forward.
Right. Who's to even fucking say what an alien even fucking looks like? They could just be a blob of fucking energy or whatever the fuck. But if we do like personalize them like that, which we as humans tend to do, it makes it easier to fathom. You know what I mean? I couldn't fathom a being in here that's just a glob of dust or a cloud. Like, I'm like, whoa, that's like, this is insane. For the longest time in my whole life, I couldn't really explain this. But if I look at it from like, oh, you're like me. You know what I mean? As far away in the galaxy as you might be from, oh, you're kind of like me.
Okay.
And a long time ago, I used to live in Las Vegas, and I had a neighbor who was...
Hey, that's Andrew Tate, other brother, y'all. Y'all name him for me in the comment section. We'll see who come up with the best.
Some drunk former military guy, and one day we were talking about just nothing, and he had told me that he used to work at Area 51, and so I was like, oh yeah, you know, I haven't seen the aliens, what do they look like, blah blah blah, yada yada. And he would never ever tell me nothing. You couldn't pry anything out of him. But one night we had a power outage, and like the whole neighborhood was black. You couldn't see anything. So the nice guy was like really dark. You could see like a lot of the stars because there was no outside light to drown out the stars. And he was real stinking drunk. I remember this guy used to drink like a half gallon of whiskey every 3 days. So we're just talking and bullshitting at him.
Man, tell me he don't got the same mannerism and kind of talking like Andrew Tate, man. Let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section.
Nowhere he goes, hey, you see Orion's belt? And I was like, no, I don't know what the hell it looks like. And he goes, yeah, up there. He goes, you see Orion's belt? He goes, you see how you see two stars that are straight, very parallel to each other, and then there's a little star that's slightly adjacent and off to the left. And I said, yeah, I see it, whatever. And he goes, the bad aliens live on that adjacent star. And I looked at him and I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. And he goes, yeah, no, he goes, I'm serious. He goes, the two stars, that's where the good aliens live. The bad aliens live on that other star. And he said the good aliens look like the traditional grays that we see on magazines, on the internet, with the big head, the big eyes. They're really small and gray. He said the bad aliens are brown colored, very tall, and they smell. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. So I'm like, yeah, sure. And then I'm like, I didn't really believe in UFOs then. But he goes, I said, if there's really aliens, I said, how do their UFOs, like, how are they able to travel from that star all the way over here? Because, we're dealing with, rocket engines and stuff like that. And he said that, the UFOs, they basically run on electricity that's created out of nothing. I think he said space. He goes, they have like a, it was really, he said it in a confusing way, but he said that the UFOs run on electricity that's gathered up in space, and that instead of how a rocket is driven by thrust, by a combustion engine, he says the reason how the UFOs are able to go so fast is that he said that there's an engine on a UFO that opens up a void in space, and it's almost like he said the UFO is not that it's being thrust, but it's falling into itself. I don't know. I'm not sure if I believed him, but he said it pretty matter-of-factly. And he was, super drunk, because this guy, you could not ever have told him anything of a kind. You could never tell, get anything out of him. But then he just goes off and says that. So who knows? It could be real. UFOs. I kind of do believe in UFOs because I kind of seen one. I'm not sure if it was real, but it was in the Mojave Desert, and there was a plane going overhead, but it was going way too fast to be a plane. It's almost like when you see a jet, and it's going over across the sky. It's probably doing 500 miles an hour, maybe 450. Going like 40 times faster than what a jet would be going up that high in the sky. So I don't know what the hell it was, and who knows? Is it true?
I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this testimony. I'm so glad he put this video out, and I just want to say that I totally believe it. I totally believe the guy. I was an alcoholic, so I know. You get drunk and you spill the beans, and, you know, the truth serum comes out, and you say things you shouldn't say. Alcohol gets us in so much trouble. But he shared some information that I had heard before. We've heard of the Zeti Reticuli and all that, and that the Greys are from there. We know that the Pope has an alien on his robe. There's the rumor that the aliens created us, right? I mean, nobody wants to hear that. I mean, but there's that rumor. Then he's talking about the good ones and the bad ones, and also put 2 and 2 together. He talks about the tall ones. We hear people they encounter these 7-foot tall beings, and Phil Schneider himself used to testify of them having the smell. So this absolutely makes sense to me. Now, he could have gathered up information. The drunk could have gathered up information and used this and told a drunk story. Of course he could have. I don't know what it is. You know, and you guys who watch my videos, you know I don't believe every story I hear. I'll leave it up to you guys. I believe this story. I believe that he was telling some information that he probably, you know, I'm glad he told it. You know, he's not said anything more than what anybody else has said. Now, you hear this, and it's amazing because of a few things. They're finding out that they see these things coming from the ocean so much, and they see them coming from other places, and they say they're interdimensional. But when they're traveling, if they're traveling that far away, light years away, and you know, you hear about it, and you say, well, man, how do they get here so quick? Well, that's why. It's because they are interdimensional. They don't have to travel through space slowly to get here. They have all this technology to do it with. And like he said, the spaceship going inside itself, I mean, I'm lost. I have this vortex thing or whatever that he was talking about. But it's very interesting. I really thought the story was great. When I saw this, I was like, man, I said, I want to be able to share what my thoughts are on it. And I would love to hear from you guys what you think. This is, to me, it's a really amazing testimony.
Let me know what y'all think down below, man. Y'all believe his testimony or not? And let me know, do he look like Andrew Tate tonight? I'm just playing, y'all. Let's get it, though. Y'all liking this video so far? Hit that like button. New to the channel, hit that subscribe button. You liking the video and you new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you be notified when I drop some new fire content that you definitely ain't going to be, that you definitely ain't going to miss. Let's get it.
We haven't actually talked about your special training.
No.
And why it is that you do have some parallels with Duncan O'Finian. And so having talked about the sort of Defense Authorization Act, at least on a very surface way, and explain that is your motivation, can we actually go down that road to where we talk about where you've been and some of the information you have? Because I don't know if it's your clearance level that gave you that, the additional information about black projects and about certain aspects of, well, to name Area 51 specifically, possibly other places that you haven't told me about yet. Do you want to go, start down that road slightly?
Sure. The level of secrecy and secret facilities and the capabilities of our nationally kept secrets would shatter most people's imagination of what is possible. Area 51, Los Alamos, Dulce, 100 other top secret bases where information is kept or hidden from the public in general, it would be very hard to accept that all of this information that is currently held secret and classified is actually real.
And you know this because why?
Because I've experienced things in the military that I've then told people about, and by and large, people that have never held a top secret clearance would call me either, at the mildest, a liar, the greatest accusation, crazy. Certainly my experience in Area 51 and site training and what I learned there and the abilities that evolved from that training session that we all seem to pick up on rather easily were most easily described to the layman as Jedi skills. It's very easy, if you know what I know, to see the correlation between what happens in the movie in the Jedi training and what happens in Area 51 and in site training. Certainly we in the Nines all possessed a certain level of intuition and ability that would seem advanced to anyone who watched us use it.
can you elaborate on what you may have come across? Because if you're using these abilities, you're in Area 51, at what level did you go down to, or whatever? Are you aware of off-world craft? And I mean, you know what's out there I'm not sure how much you know about Camelot, but I assume that you know the general amount of information on the internet. What can you substantiate having personal sort of knowledge of?
Extra beyond human abilities for every human, not subject to popular belief, but we as human beings are far more capable of using many, many advanced skills beyond 5 senses. With a little bit of training and the knowledge that it was actually possible, most people could accurately predict the possibilities of the future, to know when other people were thinking about them, pick up on what is easy to describe as reading people, where you don't really need to use your 5 senses to be able to know what somebody else is thinking or feeling. A lot of that has to do simply with the belief that and the understanding that it's possible. That opens up a lot of doors.
Finian talks about having been enhanced physically. Do you feel that you were enhanced physically?
No. When I hear Duncan's story, the things that he experienced are very similar to what I experienced, based on the fact that you were never told that the actual belief in what you were doing was giving you the ability. You were giving something, a caveat, a carrot, an enhancement. They could jam a small piece of metal in your arm, and that's enough to get you believing that you have these abilities, and they turn on. But one really doesn't have anything to do with the other, per se. I have had a device implanted in me, and I later was of the understanding that that device did not do what I was told it was doing. It was not to provide enhancement, it was to provide monitoring.
Mm-hmm. But you're basically saying that it's the mental abilities that you, it's like placebo in a sense, as long as you believe it,
it's the placebo effect,
gives you that ability to do superhuman type things.
Right, and that's very important because if you teach people these things, you want to be able to turn those things off. If you want to. You want to take those abilities away from people if you don't want them to have them anymore. So if you tell them the true nature of the abilities, then you can't take belief away anymore. You have to pull the piece of metal out of the arm that says you don't have the enhancement anymore.
Well, it's the Tin Man.
Yes.
And, being told that he doesn't have a heart, he needs to have a heart installed, when in fact, he had a heart all along.
Exactly.
Y'all let me know, do y'all believe what he's saying? And the whole time, man, all I could see and pay attention to was his mannerism, man. I don't think he is one of us. That's all I could say. And y'all better leave the doors closed that he talking about. Let me know what y'all think about that clip in the comment section down below.
What's going on down at Area 51?
Some of the giants down there are coming out of stasis.
You know, that kind of...
what I heard...
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
What I heard was that this is first-hand knowledge through an email that's encrypted. We use a code that I'm going to have to write it all down because I almost can't remember how we do it. Mm-hmm. So, what they told me was that one that I told you about that's 18 foot tall,
mm-hmm.
I've talked about it sometimes that I've seen it look like it's glass or ice. Well, the top of the I guess the thing holding it back cracked.
Yeah.
And fell off.
Ooh.
And showed about half of his head. But
so you're saying that this giant is running around Area 51 now. What are they doing to subdue the thing?
Well, they're shooting at it and stuff, but I told them, when I left, they knew about the copper bullets, and I'm sure they're not using them because if they were, they would have done handled this situation. Mm-hmm. It would have been over. See, if it would have been me when I was security control over there, I would have busted him in the head with a copper bullet when that first piece cracked off.
Yeah.
Come on now. Hey, for y'all who don't know, he on to something and he knows something. Y'all better go do your research. That's all I'm gonna say. And use your own discernment. Don't believe everything y'all hear or see in these videos. I'm telling you, man. For your own safety, man. For your own sanity.
Kandahar giant warns surface world. They will show themselves if secret military attacks continue.
ډیر کله خو دې خو ګرځو نو دا لږ اشتیا هم کم او مخکې کېدای شي تا ویډیو لیدلی وي وګورو څه مشکل لري
مشکل به حل شي چای درته راوړو شیرخانه نو که د تا اشتیا کمه وي اشتیا دې زیاته کړو خو دا خو بیا قصه نور هم خرابېږي که
صحیح
I wish they had some subtitles, man, so we could hear what they was saying. Dang.
Over here, and he just went off the subject and went into Korea, and I said, well, what do you think about the Korean crisis? I mean, if they say anything, he goes, well, they don't have a delivery system to bring it over here, so what they're going to do when it comes time is they're going to hit Seoul with those conventional rockets, those 100,000 rockets,
Great.
and convince the Americans to come over the line, and they've got nuclear mines.
Right. Before we get a little bit too far into this here, because I definitely want to hear about that too. So, would it be safe to say that you're saying that basically that would you say that all aliens are bad? That we're the only good living species? That
Yes, I would.
everything else other than us is considered bad?
All the aliens I've ever seen were bad, and Stephen Hawkins made a comment in coordinates with mine. You can ask Daniel Lott about it. He agreed with me that they were here for no good reason.
Gotcha.
And I agree with him. So, I mean, would you think that there's good angels though? But you never see them, right?
Yeah, there's good angels. I do believe people do see them, and sometimes we see them in everyday life, but just don't see them physically. You know, by the acts that are done. You know, you get hit by a semi-tractor truck.
And there was testimonies about Nephilim being there, ex-military, giving testimony. Then all of a sudden you didn't hear anything else about it because I'm sure that they were hushed up about the situation. But what if I told you that some of this stuff could possibly be true and that they are preparing for an intergalactic battle with God? We've seen some of this footage where they say that these military guys have been in contact with these giants and these scientists, and they were anywhere from 10 to 20 foot tall, these giants, and they were preparing, working together with alien species and everything else to prepare for a battle against God.
They came right out and said that, you know, basically we're preparing for an intergalactic war with God, and they believe that they're going to win.
And they believe they are going to win. And you know, people believe that pyramids and things like that had something to do with UFOs. Well, they've recently discovered, you know, pyramids in Antarctica as well.
Pyramids down there are a lot bigger than the ones that was super mega legit.
So we know that Antarctica is a place that holds a lot of mysteries. We hear Linda Moulton Howe talk about her testimonies in these underground bases in Antarctica. And there's stories of the reptilians and all this. Well, what are they doing? I do believe they are preparing. And also in the oceans of Antarctica, they're finding weird stuff. And who is this intergalactic battle with? And you go, well, I know aliens aren't demons, and not all of them are demons. Maybe not, but some of them are actually working with Satan. I'm just being straight up with you. If you think Satan's not real, I know from personal experience. I know. I've seen demons. I've seen it. I've heard them talk about Satan. So he's real. Who knows? He might be an extraterrestrial. Who knows? But anyway, regardless of who he is or what he is or where he's from, he's part of that to do with the Nephilim. He's part of that to do with all this stuff going on in this intergalactic battle, specifically with whoever the creator, with God, and all this going on. And you say, well, how do you know this? It talks about this intergalactic battle, and it talks about it. It is the battle of Armageddon in Revelation, where the battle is as the sands of the sea. His army, it says Satan's army is as the sands of the sea, and they battle. They gather together in Gog and Magog, which is actually Russia of modern today. They gathered there, and then the ones that survive, they don't repent of their evil and the stuff that they're doing against God, and so they're also destroyed. But here's the biblical scripture that actually talks about it. And it says, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog. Now, this is going to be the battle of Armageddon, to gather them together to the battle, the number of whom is the sands of the sea. So it's going to be so many people gathered in that army. And then the ones that don't repent of what they're doing wrong towards God, it says this. Revelation 9:20-21, and the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, but they did not repent, yet repented not means not repenting from their works of their hands, that they should not worship devils. Now this is referring to things like material things and technology and all of this and sorcery. You can stop and read it. It talks down here about it, sorceries down here at the end, nor of their fornications or their thefts. So they're justifying all of their actions, and they pretend that it's okay. And we see that happening right now in this very country. So, is this a real situation? I believe it's very possible. Of course, this is a theory that I put together, and I used a lot of information, valuable information that I have recovered to find to be pretty credible. If you look around, you can see some of this taking place. And do the Nephilim play a part? Does Antarctica play a part? Area 51, does it play a part? The Roswell crash, and did that start and to begin to give us a sign to let us know about these things that are yet to come? Leave your comments. Let me know what you think about this theory, and I would love to hear yours as well.
Let me know what y'all think.
What if I told you Area 51 is actually the gateway to the real world, and we are all living inside Area 51 without even knowing it? This theory has been growing popularity in the conspiracy space due to shocking recent events. 9 months ago, an intriguing message surfaced on a hidden online discussion board, grasping my focus despite its subtle presence in the digital world. The reactions to this message were even more disconcerting, igniting a flurry of hypotheses. Observations implied that Area 51 wasn't merely a confidential military facility, but truly the curtain separating our assumed reality and the external realm. The hypotheses are as abundant as they are imaginative, and they all confront one vital question. What if our existence isn't as we believe it to be? For years, I plunged deeply into the complex realm of conspiracy narratives, examining the most recognized theories and formulating my own concepts. Extensive research was undertaken, information was compiled, experts were engaged, and eventually a conceivable theory appeared, a theory that disputes traditional beliefs.
Whoa, y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Is that quite an interesting theory or not? Y'all think he just, you know what I'm saying, mumbling and jumbling? Y'all know there was AI, right? That wasn't really the real Joe Rogan, that was AI. So that's why I'm just messing with y'all like that about, you know, I know some of y'all was fooled.
Okay, guys, I got a cool UFO video for you. I have no clue what this is. It looks like some type of a box or a square, a metal square. I mean, what do we got going on here? Is this some sort of a satellite maybe, or a drone? I don't know where the location is either. I was not given the location. So what is this thing? You know, it looks, I'll be honest, it looks man-made to me. I mean, the person that sent it said it was a UFO. I guess because they don't know what it is. It looks man-made. Tell me in the comments, what do you think this is? Have you ever seen anything like it? I don't know what it is. So we're going to call it the man-made cube UFO. Leave your comments.
What y'all think that was? Y'all think that was some man-made crap flying around? Was it a balloon? Was it CGI? Let me know. Was it part of a movie? Cap or not? CGI cap? Let me know what y'all think. Or y'all think it was real?
You know, guys, I think it's pretty clear why they are taking down videos and taking down UFO videos, because when you look back at the Pentagon report recently, it talks here, it says, you skip down from the first paragraph to the second, it says officials also said there was no evidence that the U.S. government had encountered alien life. Most sightings of UFOs were ordinary objects from Earth. They're from Earth, all right. From Earth, according to the report submitted to Congress. Okay, and it also says at the bottom, it blames, as you see, programs, books, movies. It's talking about social media content. This is why I believe they're taking down videos. They're taking them down because we're exposing what we believe to be true, and it goes against what they're telling everybody that they should believe. They haven't encountered it, and therefore nobody else should see it either. And just because they say it doesn't exist, we should believe. Well, guess what? Some of us have seen it, and we know what's going on. And these are the reports that give us, insight into why certain videos are being censored or taken down, because you say, hey, this is a innocent UFO video and it's not causing any harm or anything like that. But as we see, if it goes against the narrative, then it can't stay up because somebody might believe us, right? Leave your comments.
You believe in UFOs, alien life?
No, I don't believe in alien life. I believe that God showed me a specific answer to two prayers, that they're demonic, and that they're demonic beings that make an appearance and appear to be real, and they are real. Satan, Bible says, Satan can appear as an angel of light. So they can appear, and so nothing human can make a 90-degree turn at 3,000 miles an hour and survive. And so they have these, and I think the purpose is to draw you away from the real God and say, look at us, and this is where you ought to be, because we are superhuman and we can do it. So that's my feeling. People laugh at me generally, but I'm not going to be, I don't care. Because,
I love you. I love you.
Yeah, God He's answered prayers, my prayers specifically. And so I said, and I get laughed at when people say, well, that's what God told me, so I'm going to say that they're demonic beings, and there's not any extraterrestrial, not superhuman, but other civilizations out there that are farther away from us. It's a distraction from God.
Were you
Most definitely, man. But y'all ain't listening though. Y'all don't hear him though. Y'all was playing with yourself or playing with your phone or something, man. Playing with your fingernails. Y'all ain't listening to what he was saying. Be ready for the great deception, y'all. For real, for real. And I got something for all y'all out there that be watching the videos and y'all don't want to hit the like button. It take 3 seconds, man. And it's free, man. Come on, man. Obviously you like the videos, especially if you made it this far. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, hit the like button. And it's gonna be a lot of y'all gonna enjoy this. You know what I'm saying? It's for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
We're kind of preparing the U.S. population, at least, and by extension the world population, into that reality that there is a presence here, and that we need to explain this presence. Because if they show up and we continue to do what we did before previous decades, and they show up, there will be mass panic. But if you understand that though these are real, and we have 5 years from 2022, or maybe now 4 years, if they come in 2027, for the U.S. government to prepare the people about what is up there. And in many ways, I think the word got out within the government that they're showing up in 2027.
They are.
We better be prepared, and if not, there's going to be a lot of explaining to do. And so I think that dialogue has happened within inside the government, in certain areas inside the government, that we need to prepare. And that's why in 2017, that set a clock of 10 years and why Lou Elizondo earlier in this year said, just find a hobby for 5 years, and it'll all be out in 5 years. And he said that this year, so that was 2027. And I would say I've heard 2027 in a kind of an official capacity that I can't reveal. So I think I would say that people in the government are aware of something happening, and that there's limited time, a few more years to prepare the people, and that's what's ramping up this acceleration from the previous 7 decades of not even acknowledging it to now we are acknowledging it at a faster and faster pace.
I've been saying it over and over in several of my videos, 2027. I've been researching this, and I've prayed about it, and I know, and this is something God has shown me. And the unfortunate thing about this is I do hope I'm wrong about one thing, and I hope that it doesn't happen. And that is what I've said in the last few videos that I've had and that I've made, and that is nuclear war happens before they do show up, and then they come to help restore things, because it's going to be a mass disaster, and it's going to take them coming and doing something in order for order to be restored. That sounds crazy to the average person, because they don't even believe in aliens. They don't believe in extraterrestrials. Half people, most people don't even believe in God. A lot of them that you talk to, they think they're their own God. And, so it's a situation that when you hear this, it sounds like something from the movies. It sounds like something that absolutely cannot be possible. But I'm here to tell you, you can keep thinking that it's not possible, and you can keep thinking that it's not going to happen. And sooner than later, it's coming to pass.
Most definitely. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that clip right there down below in the comment section. And always remember, these videos are never to fearmonger, just to prepare you, man, just to prep. That's it. And this video is for y'all who like to watch the videos and don't hit that like button, man.
Denzel, before you leave, can you hit us off with that King Kong line?
King Kong, look, I'm putting cases on all you. Can you curse on? You can't curse on it, can you?
No, you can't.
I'm putting cases. You'll be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get shoot program. 23-hour lockdown. You think you can do this to me, Shaq? You think you can do this to me?
Chat, come on, get on them, chat. Yeah, man. Y'all, man, that's the video, man. It's been fun kicking it with y'all, man. It's your boy Koozie. I'm out.